Britain is actually a state modelled on the ancient Roman model of slavery, and defeated nations such as Eastern Europe, Russia and so forth, coerce the people come here to get jobs. I think you're getting good jobs, and they start off with a job which is not very well paid. They think they're getting good money because it's much more than they get in their own countries, but it's not very good, because I'm told that when they get here as waitresses, I get 150 pounds a week or so. I don't know exactly, but an English person will get 600 or 700 pounds a week. Similar work, or possibly different work, but and some English people get £1,000 a week. That's the qualified ones, perhaps more. They get good money. I was offered £6,000 a month. I didn't take it up because I wasn't capable, but that's my opinion. And they put it in my face when I was young. It's not too bad, but that's what I did. And I changed my appearance. I don't know why, but I have a degree in physics, chemistry, which ordinary people are not allowed to get. And the PhD, which I do have, was something I was able to do because I had the right lineage and those things. I disagree with a lot of what I said, but it was accepted. And so aristocrats can get degrees and PhD goes to higher education. And that's how it works. So the sons are aristocrats and so on. And it all dates back to the Norman conquest, because Britain's a conquered country anyway. And the whole of the Saxon population, that's everybody isn't a Norman basically, is a serf. And it's very nice. I'm being an aristocrat, butchered aristocrat, sorry, down the back stairs, so I said this. I disagree with it. Lord Stubbins, I don't know. Anyway, so I disagree. So it's a warning to people coming here, they won't be well treated. Rather they'll end up as in the big houses, the great houses, as sex slaves. And even the men are used as domestic slaves too. And no respect for families, no respect for the human body at all. Like also, Christianity, if you read the Bible, it's all based on the Roman Empire. And the Bible is based on that. It has the culture it was then. So it looks like the Christians actually support that sort of thing, but Jesus himself didn't. And that's probably why they butchered him. He wanted people to live in peace together, but the priesthood, Caiaphas and that lot, wanted the people to live at peaceful conflict. So poor people starved, and sick people starved, and strong became stronger, and the weak were eliminated, which is how the human race evolved basically. And it's always been like that. But people in Eastern Europe were actually much better off than they were there. They didn't realise that. They may be starving now, but things have gone wrong. But they're better under the communists. And in some ways, I don't know much about communism really. I just lived there for a while. I got promotion, and I did quite well. But they wanted to bomb Britain. I mean, I disagree, because a lot of more, there's not just aristocrats in Britain, there's all sorts of poor people too. So the people who wanted to bomb Britain would have killed everybody, not just the aristocrats. And killing is wrong, and most aristocrats are actually quite nice people, scientists and so on. They're quite nice people. Most of them do care, but some don't, and they have sex slaves. And I've been in places where they talked about their sex slave we're going to buy. They buy them, and they scout for them, when they come into the country. That's a pretty girl, there's a nice one. Nice redhead, or a nice scarlet head, Hungarian or Romanian, and they end up as a sex slave. That's what happens to them. They start off all right, start off with a job. They're nice, happy at first, then they stop paying them basically, and force them into sex slavery. One of my friends around the corner, up the road, not very far away from me, he's one of the traders, and he told me that's what he did. They paid them for a while, and I could have one. Well, say if I don't join it, I'll be butchered. well, if I did have a sex slave, I'd treat her well. But that's how bad it is. I tried marrying an Eastern European, and that was okay, but she's quite expensive. And they don't claim they've cut my pay, much because I was in debt, huge debts, and those to be paid. So you do that with even people with land and estates get into debt, and they end up in property too. It's a very harsh, West is a very harsh society, but it does work. Now, eventually, the slaves now will have families, and the families may get promotion. We don't know. It depends if they have to. If you sign an oath of allegiance to the Queen, which is a good idea, when you come to the country, you'll be treated better than if you don't. And if you adopt British nationality, that means you get a British citizen status, which is doesn't mean a British subject. There's a different passport. British subjects get a different passport from British citizens. And I have a British citizen's passport, but I don't have the income. I've squandered my money, and basically I'm poor. I might have to sell this wonderful house I'm in to possibly move when I'm quite old now, and I can't put my socks on now, so I'm quite an old man. Well, but no, I had to fight a duel with this aristocrat who was across the road. Daft thing to do. And he knifed me in the chest and says he won. But I managed to knife him in the chest as well, so it was deuce. But he's a nasty bit of work. They go for the head, you know. They go for the chest, into the heart, and they go for the head into the brain, so they become less intellectual. So if you come to England to visit just for a few days, you could be kidnapped and forced into sex slavery, or anything, or into slavery. There's men, and so a lot of them who don't get this trap end up on the street or in cupboards somewhere. Dreadful place. So if you could go in your own country, best place to stay there. That applies to most foreigners, including Americans. So Britain's at war with America and France, and it's still a slave. Britain's still a slave state, which is what the French fought. French Revolution was about. It was just to take away the control of the aristocrats. Well, some people in France want to restore the aristocrats. Of course, some French people are very rich anyway, and they think people love them. They don't. The aristocrats think they're loved. They're not. They're hated because they've got more money than the rest of people. But they can lose it, and it can be very painful. I had money once, but it was all stolen. Or I was thrown down the back stairs. I was a child all the time. But I thought workers should be treated better. And I wanted to do good works, which is not allowed. You've got to make a profit. Good works could include making a profit, actually. You can do good works and make a profit, but that's the important thing. So they butchered me and told those lies about me, told various stories. You know, called me a black lover. And they write articles about how I said nasty things about black people. But I know black people are different from everybody else. Same as the white people. Inside, they're pretty skin deep, and they laugh at me, you know, jeer, and it's not very nice. But sad world. And it's about money. And they want me out of this place because I'm a poor man in a rich man's house. That's what they say. In fact, though I was an aristocrat, I'm not rich enough to support this house. And so I'm going. But where, I don't know. Because my affairs have been taken over by a carer, I can't make my own decisions. And so I can't help people anymore. One time I did help people who came to the country when they were badly treated and can't go back home. But no future in home either. So it's trapped. I mean, people in some countries are starving, and they're much lower wages than here, and much lower standard of living. People can starve thirst for 2 pence for a glass of water. So that's how bad it is. And well, I gave water away when I was in a foreign country, and that's how bad it is. But so I don't know what to do about it, and I can't do anything. But the communist system is supposed to feed everybody. They're supposed to give people water, shelter, food. That's the basic thing. And you might think there's glitter bugs. You may like the glitz and glitter of the West, but the basic thing is shelter, food, and enough. And the peasants have that. The peasants in Eastern Europe do in fact have food because they keep a pig and they grow food, grow their own crops. I was in a peasant's house and they lived well. But if they chose employment, they did not do well. I was told that growing their own crops cannot grow bread because you can't make wheat and bread from the land they have. You need a big expanse of land to make wheat. It's a very expensive crop. The potatoes, you can make good enough. Well, I don't know much about farming, but I've seen it. And some of these peasant houses actually, it's a state where you have food and they grow their own food, and that's enough. Grapes and raspberries, quite a lot of nice foods. And if they come here, they lose all that, lose that life support. And in this country, the whole of the life support system is occupied by the people in power. That's the aristocrats and the rich people. Some self-made millionaires here, but mostly it's all aristocrats. And that's how it works. So they have the food supply and the water supply, and you don't have your own water supply. You can collect, well, they don't want you to have it, then you don't have your own power source. If everybody had their own power source, nobody would do any work. They make people work in factories to make them rich and us poor, keep us poor. And the factory system, which the Romans used as well, by the way, it's not very nice. And people are forced to work in the factories. And you have no mines. You don't need a mine in the factory, so they chop out the brain or tranquilise you. It's not a nice place. I know they do it in America as well, but the American Revolution was similar. In America, they're supposed to be able to, if you don't like your work, you can start them feeling your own. Well, I can't do that. But I'm too old. And a lot of my money's been taken from me. I had saved a lot of money in my life, well, not a lot, but a reasonable amount. And I inherited quite a lot, and it was all taken from me. And so that's Britain for you. And apparently they didn't know the allegiance to the Queen, which is not too bad. I had no idea what they were talking about. Because I was brought up in the Soviet Union and Germany and France. And I was born in this country. I think I was born in this country. I don't remember. But that's how I do it. I was an actor once, before they butchered me first. Well, of course, around the butcher can be an actor because they have different things, different roles. Now the rapist or the murderer. I'm not. But I've seen different things with this nasty scar. But before I was good looking, I had a well-developed thing here, which is what people look at. And I don't know why I did it. I really don't. But I was too young to remember it very much. But I was about between 6 and 9, I think I was quite young. And I had quite a following as an actor. I was only a child actor. I've seen pictures of me before I was butchered. They wanted my money, it was my money they were after. I had quite a lot of money as an actress. Actually, I worked with another actress, I can't remember who it was. But we did some programs. And I had blonde hair, I was quite good looking. Well, I didn't have blonde hair now. I got no hair. Ha! And basically, it destroyed me. Because I'm not quite sure why it was. I wouldn't take insurance, I think that's what it was. You have to insure your face to protect yourself. I didn't understand that. I was really young at the time. I really didn't understand it. And I didn't think they'd do anything to me, but they put me in this death camp called Springfield, which is like a road death camp. Been there for years, and they did nasty things to me. I said, to my brain. I don't know why, but that's Britain for you. So if you step out of the well, as I say, you have to understand it before you even come here. and you got to really, I don't think you can prepare for it because they use violence. They don't use reason. They use violence. They just want to use a knife or a wire or something, a broadsword, and cut you to pieces. And Normandy is ruled. The King of Normandy is ruled by force, and the royal family and the people in power rule by force. And if a parliamentarian starts out of line, he's butchered. So butchered. So Parliament is where you talk. Parliament is to talk, and they pass their opinions to the Queen. And then signs documents. Now they're supposed to neutralise the Queen, but she's still in power. Britain is not a democracy; it's a kingdom. So I'm required to sign oath allegiance to the King or the Queen, well, whoever it is. Well, that's quite reasonable. Being English, I have to do that. Of course, America, I sign oath allegiance to the President, which is renewed every time there's a President. France is President of France. So there's no difference really. Except for the King. In France, the position of King can be removed by democratic elections and so forth. The Queen doesn't do very much, not visible, but she is there. And she does a lot. I think she's quite old age now, I really don't know. But I think the latest thing is that the younger members are not going to take over. But if they're good kings, that's all right. But if that's what they can get, that's not all right. You know, it's important to be rich. If you're rich, you can do good works, but they don't necessarily want some kings to do good works. Others have wars to expand. And I don't know, there's open hostilities to be around here. Next door and across the road. And also banging on the back door during the night. It's actually caused by a wild animal in the back garden which has hands and arms and eyes and things, and a head, and like a man. And there's a very strange animal and comes and hits and tries to break in. So it could eat me. I don't know what it is, if it's still there. Hopefully, I think they put fish bait down for it to poison it. That's the screaming will stop now. You get screaming in the night, and I don't know what they're eating, probably people. They can get into the house and break you and kill you. And have you for lunch. And Britain for you, well, that's nothing to do with the aristocracy, of course. But, oh well, for the world. They refuse to accept. It's called mermaids. They're killers. It's not present things, they're killers. They eat you. You talk about the mermaid, all these fairy stories about mermaids, not true at all. The mermaids are actually killers. To us, to them, we're meat, and that's all. And well, we tend to be more pleasant towards mermaids because we think they're humans, sort of silly, and of course they're not. Extremely dangerous. Have a knife, and they can use a gun, and they can get you. Of course, how they kill people, I don't know. I don't know of anybody individually killed, but apparently there have been bodies found, mangled bodies found in the back gardens around here. But so they bang on the door during the night, so trying to get in, and I take photographs of them with hands, hand to hand like that. It's got webbing in it around here. But it's a printer, don't go around like that, sometimes. But they attack us, and they're dangerous. Anyway, that's not a happy world. They can't, when they want to get you, they put trumped up charges against you in order to remove you. They don't know when they put you in a death camp or these prisons where they keep you. If it's a political offence, they can't. The law says they can't put you in prison for a crime of thought, unless it's treason, where you're trying to bring down the royalty. Treason is where you make war on the Queen in her own realm, or the monarch in her own realm. Well, there's no chance of anybody doing that. It's too strict. But the socialists, especially, are at war with the Queen. And also, when in Parliament, they all have to swear to the Queen. But that really, no point in that, because Parliament is against the Queen anyway by tradition. That's what the door is between the House of Lords and the House of Commons. The Queen comes in and gives an address, but it's supposed to be independent. Well, it's all symbolic. But the Queen is still in charge. In the House of Lords, there's a peacock throne, and there's a throne where the Queen sits, which is there, and there's a peacock feathers all around with gold. That's called the peacock. I don't know what it's called, but it's peacock throne. And she talks, gives instructions, but they appear to be dictated to her by somebody else, but I don't know. But she has her own mind and she makes sure it's valid. So don't take it lightly. And whoever takes over from her will be just as nasty, because they rule by force and they take no anything else. Yes, you have to pay tribute to the royal family and the local. Actually, it's done through mostly done through local churches. You pay money to the church. Now, I was required to move from my house, probably because I'm in debt. Basically, I'm in debt. I owe money to the solicitor for the house. Money is my mother's expenses at the whole people's home, and of course, solicitors are expensive. So I've incurred a debt. It probably counts as much as the house. So I won't get anything out of it. So I've sold it. So at least I've agreed to sell it to a buyer who offered to buy it at the price which I wanted, and she hopefully that'll go through and I'll be moved out. I hopefully move into a flat somewhere else, in the country somewhere, maybe in the right. I don't know what's going to happen, but things are bad. Of course, when you're old, things are bad anyway. But when you're young, you don't know. So if you're an Eastern European, best thing to do is to stay in Eastern Europe and make a go of it in your own country, somehow. I mean, I don't know how, don't rely on the West to bail you out because they won't. And don't come to the West for money because you won't get it. I don't know what happens in other parts of Europe, but Britain is vicious to people from Eastern Europe. There are exceptions. People come over here because they're starving. They give them food. But also they're forced into sex slavery, among other things. Some of them survive. But yeah. Especially young women. But my wife, who's Hungarian, they want to put her into a brothel. Well, she's not that attractive for a brothel because she's actually girl for 40, so, and she's a mother of 7 children, so she's not really suitable. And she's wanted actually for all sorts of crimes she did. But she did do shoplifting. Well, she did it in order to survive, because she was starving. She stole dresses and things, and that's how it is. Ended up in Parkhurst prison, and it's right my fault that was, because she gave me a glass of wine. I thought it was poison, but because it tasted foul. I asked them to do the police examined it and said it was poison. Whether it wasn't, I think we've managed to refute the fact that it's poison. It was actually just a glass of wine. So, and I don't drink wine. It's sort of a mistake. But she didn't spend too long in prison. She had a baby in prison, and the baby was born alive, and she wasn't allowed to keep it. So it's one of those things. But I don't know where that went. I think my cousin has it, and she may deny the fact that it's Edith's baby. But apparently that's what happened. Because if it's brought up as an English person, it'll be all right. My cousins are quite rich. They're taking all my money. One of those things. People fight over money, especially large sums. And I find money quite poisonous, actually. If you've got money, everybody wants it. Doesn't matter how much it is. If you've got 7 and 6, and everybody else has got 5 shillings, then they want it. And I met a woman on a bus who was trying over the she lost 10 shillings, and she was 10 shillings stolen from her. Well, I had £80,000 stolen from me, so I gave her £10. But basically, that's Britain for you. And you have money, lose money in a big way, you lose money in a small way. But it depends on money, working for money. Well, I was brought up to work because I thought it was the right thing to do, producing the right goods. That's no good. I want to work for money. Then what do? You buy something else. In many cases, people who have hobbies buy expensive things, do complicated hobbies, which is just as complicated as their work, so they don't rest. So what's the point of it? And then they sell it, whatever it was. What do they do then? They buy another bit. Madness. So they actually do anything. So all they do is make his money, and the things go round and round. Well, that to them, that's civilization. They have a song where they'll sing a circle about the last performance. I can't remember how it goes now, but it's basically it's how you have performances which we perform during our life, like an actor. I think Shakespeare had the same idea. That's it. And then they do other things as well. One king to rule over us, and that sort of stuff. I went to one person and said, "Oh, an anathema." I know what anathema is actually an enemy of King William. That's what it actually means. No, I didn't know I was an enemy of King William. That's William first. You know that. William had a dream of world occupancy. I think his idea was actually democracy, and that's a joke because it isn't actually like that at all. But the idea is money will drive things around the world. It's actually Job's idea. Good old Job, just a job for that. Read the Bible. There's a lot of Britain's based on the Bible. Well, I don't know what's like in Eastern Europe now, but it's apparently very poor. But when I was there last time, it was actually people did have things. Wasn't too bad, but it's got worse now. Nobody has anything. And my wife can't wait to get out. I don't know whether she got out or not. I don't know what coach she caught or where it was, or when it was. She hasn't told me. She hasn't rung me to say she's on the way home. So I don't know where she is. And if she turns up, she turns up. Well, she's wanted for the various crimes she committed in this country, apart from what she did to me, which is now set aside, but she didn't. But she's done other things. She's told me that she's done other things. I won't broadcast it. But a lot of shoplifting is standard in some places, but and everything's second-hand in this area. The West Coast, Hungary's second-hand clothes. So this is second-hand. I can't afford a new jumper like this. 48 Oxford. Quite nice. Somebody else did it before me. It doesn't worry me now. I used to always have new clothes, and I still try to buy new when I can. But when you've got no money, you don't have much choice. So you have to adapt. And I'm told the money I have is increasing because I'm paying my debts, which is a good thing. I've got a lot of debt off. I think one time I had a £40,000 debt. Most of it is because somebody was stolen from me. They said they fined me for saying things like I'm an expert. Well, they don't like people saying they're experts, but it's one of those things. I bet Heineck says there was no expert as well. We're all experts at what we do. That's what we do. She says an expert, somebody knows, a cycler knows every aspect of the bicycle and how to cycle. The rest of it, well, an expert cyclist would be like that, but if you know how to cycle, you're an expert at what you do. They don't understand that. After all, you can't perform unless you can do it. And we don't know how we do it, but we do it. How do we do it? We don't know. If I move my hand, how? How do I do that? How do I decide to do it? I don't know. But if you chop off the frontal lobe, the person will do things as a result of orders and not because they have no idea why. We don't know. They just do it. They can be trained to be quite complicated instructions, but basically they're no longer there. Some of them, the regeneration takes place and they become conscious again. But these things British do to people, it's pretty appalling. Now, one time all working class people had their brains done in. And that's not very nice. That's not very nice at all. So don't come to Britain.